Hello, I am Bogoan and I'm honored to present our paper titled Narrating Routines Through Game Dynamics, Impact of a Gamified Routine Management App for Autistic Individuals. Before I begin my paper presentation, I would like to briefly introduce you to the research background, which centers on autistic adults. We can see here a significant imbalance. While there is a growing recognition and diagnosis of autistic children over recent years, we fall short in addressing the needs of autistic adults. Their prognosis, diagnosis, and health interventions are not receiving the same level of attention. Plus, as we experience, the COVID-19 outbreak has caused significant disruptions to our daily routines, leading to challenges in maintaining our physical and emotional well-being. Unfortunately, disrupted routines also elicit major emotional and behavioral challenges, and government agencies only supported 28% of people with severe disabilities. This is especially concerning for the autism population, as during the pandemic, autism-specific guidance was critically needed. However, the regular care system is not sufficient to meet the needs of autism communities. Based on this background, we designed a gamified app called RoutineAid to support the formation and management of healthy daily routines. I'll briefly describe the design process for this app. The detailed design procedure, including formative study, is reported in design paper published at CHI 2023. During our formative study of 15 autism stakeholders, including autism professionals, parents of autistic individuals, and autistic adults, we formulated 3 design goals for RoutineAid. Based on these design goals, we externalize design elements into key functionalities of RoutineAid. RoutineAid is composed of 4 villages with each village featuring 1 building and up to 5 characters. Buildings can be upgraded from level 1 to level 5, while characters are each wearing a different item. By achieving a 100% completion rate of key routine quests set together with autism stakeholders, users can upgrade buildings. Similarly, by accomplishing a 100% completion rate of secondary routine quests, users can obtain characters, each wearing a different item. On the main screen, users can quickly check the visual balance of each village to identify areas of their routines that are either well-maintained or in need of improvement. Users can tap on each village area on the main screen to check the current level of building and its progress status. Additionally, through the Character tab, users can view the characters they have acquired and current progress. The next feature is Routine Checklist. This can be accessed through the main screen as well, where users can self-report their routine accomplishments and freely upload related text and images. The routine checklist allows users to self-monitor their progress in achieving daily routines. The text and image uploaded in this way are reflected in real time in the routine diary, enabling users to engage in self-reflection whenever they want. The images on the right are actual examples uploaded by users. Taking a closer look at one of the examples, many users were particularly active in completing key routine quests or writing a mind diary in the mindfulness village. Through this, as in the quotes, users often share their honest emotions or feelings experienced throughout the day. To summarize, the user flow diagram of RoutineAid is as follows. Users can self-report the completion of quests and the routine checklist once per day for each quest. Achievements are reflected in real time within the routine diary and the leaderboard. The routine diary enables users to self-reflect on their logs, while the leaderboard facilitates self-monitoring through scores and rankings. Completing key routine quests leads to building upgrades, and finishing secondary quests result in character unlocks. To evaluate the effectiveness of RoutineAid and to investigate their engagement patterns, we conducted a 9-week field study with participants who used the app and attended introductory and review sessions. During the introductory session, we explained the study's purpose and process, conducted pre-surveys. During the field study, the participants were asked to wear a Fitbit for 9 weeks and used RoutineAid for 8 weeks, except for the first baseline week. In the review sessions, we conducted post-surveys and interviews to gather participant feedback on RoutineAid and changes in their routine management. We then reviewed their app usage status as well. We also ask for opinions from family medicine physicians to understand and validate the broader impact of RoutineAid in the context of general health behaviors, rather than to assess the participants' specific pattern of use. During our 9-week field study, we demonstrate the effectiveness of RoutineAid in managing routines for autistic adults. We personalize our findings through several key points. The findings show the impact of RoutineAid on participant self-management of daily routines. The box plots on the left show that all participants consistently complete over 70% of key routine quests, which demonstrating enhanced self-efficacy in embedding critical health behaviors like physical activity and balanced eating. Participant P14's testimonial highlights this, showing a shift toward healthier choices after using the app. On the other hand, the right box plots reveal the secondary routine quest, especially physical activities requiring more efforts, presented challenges for some like creating a sense of burden. In summary, RoutineAid has effectively mirrored real-world action in its gamified context, leading to significant self-improvement in routine management and health behaviors despite some perceived challenges. The second finding relates to the participant step counts. We grouped the participants according to the IPAC manual into 3 categories of exercise intensity, which are light activity group LAG, moderate activity group MAG, and vigorous activity group VAG. The results show that participants fell into either the LAG or MAG, with no participants qualifying for VAG. There were 9 participants in LAG and 7 in the MAG. Over the 9-week study period, the step count for both groups displayed an overall upward trend, as illustrated in the graph on the right. And then we employ the Fitbit API to analyze how participants' physical activity changes specifically based on the 3 intensity levels by conducting repeated measures in a well. The analysis was performed for each group with the timeline set at the 3 points, which are the baseline week before using RoutineAid, and the midpoint at week 5, and the final week at week 9. The results indicated that in the LAG, significant increases in both light physical activity LPA and moderate physical activity MPA were observed from the baseline to week 5 and 9. While vigorous physical activity VPA only demonstrated a minor increase at week 5, in the MAG only LPA showed a significant increase from the baseline at week 5 and week 9, with no significant changes in MPA and VPA. And this finding is related to the dietary habits. The images shown are from an actual participant who uploaded them as part of their self-report on achieving routine quests. While participants did not show statistically significant improvement in dietary habits while using RoutineAid, they did demonstrate personal improvement in nutritional changes and mealtime behaviors through the process of logging their food intake in the app. The quote on the right exemplifies this well. This particular participant, who has sensitive taste buds, would usually eat food too quickly. Although RoutineAid suggested routine quests to clean up the tableware did not address the underlying issue, and as the participant did not change their eating speed, they become more careful of not spilling food during meals and made a habit of cleaning up after eating. This finding is linked to the mindfulness village in RoutineAid. As aforementioned in the description of routine diary, most participants actively engage in the routine quest of writing a mind diary. We investigated emotional changes evident in the participants' mind diaries. For this purpose, emotions were labeled using a sentiment analysis model, and subtle expressions such as sarcasm were manually corrected by coders. The labeled emotion diary data was then trained on a cohort-based model to categorize emotions as positive, negative, or neutral. In this figure, blue represents positive emotion, while red indicates negative ones. As illustrated, although some participants showed a little changes in emotions, the emotions of most participants shifted in the positive direction. As such, 83% of participants experienced a positive shift in emotion, with the pre-post perceived stress scale PSS comparisons revealing the significant decrease in stress levels. A deeper analysis grounded in interviews shed light on the patterns behind these positive emotional changes, identifying three primary contributors to this positive shift. Increased confidence emerged as the first pattern, where participants noted enhanced self-esteem from fulfilling routine quests. The second pattern, receiving positive feedback, highlighted how compliments boosted mood and strengthened family bonds. The third pattern illustrated how shared activities fostered closer family relationships. The final findings relates to participants' sleep. The analysis of changes in sleep patterns was based on pre-post comparisons of Pittsburgh Sleep Quality Index (PSQI) scores and detailed evaluation items provided by PSQI. The results revealed significant improvement, including a meaningful enhancement in participants' PSQI sleep quality scores. Furthermore, sleep latency decreased from 65 minutes to 39 minutes, and total sleep time increased by about an hour. These outcomes were reiterated by many participants during interviews. However, for participants with fundamental sleep disorders or unresolved environmental factors, notable improvements were not observed solely with the use of RoutineAid. Despite this, these participants reported that the app greatly aided in their self-awareness regarding sleep patterns and areas they wished to improve. From the findings of a 9-week field study, we identified several design implications for RoutineAid. First, we suggest leveraging the interconnectivity of routine components to increase user engagement. Second, there is a need for calibrating routine quests to improve sustainability. Third, we recommend strengthening social connections through emotional sharing in the Mind Diary. Fourth, it is important to explore the impact of environmental adjustment on health literacy development. Lastly, providing more immersive storylines is critically needed for sustained engagement. For more details, please refer our paper. Thank you for listening.